NFM, Tala Shatara here. I am so excited because we are just one day out of our expo. We are coming down from the heels of it, and we are talking to some of our amazing vendors that were there and people that you're going to want to get to know all year round. Joining me now from Black Rifle Coffee Company is Mark Schmitz, the head of Mission, Impact, and Culture. So thank you so much for taking the time and joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tal. I appreciate it.
Of course. Do you like our do you like our setup around us?
Heck yeah.
Maybe we'll have to pop one open while we're hanging out. Should we do that? Which flavor did I even get?
You got Project Mango.
I do like this one, so I think we're in good hands here. So let's go ahead. We'll crack one open.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love it. The perfect way to start an interview. You guys were killing it. I told you you had the best, or one of the best booths, because you were right at the front and center. And I mean, you probably saw thousands of people stop by.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to meet all the people, all the athletes coming in, all the spectators coming in, getting to introduce them to our Black Rifle energy drink.
I love it.
It was, I feel, very impactful.
Good. So. Well, you're the head of Impact, Culture, and Mission, so you should feel that. Take me through also really the expo, being a part of Black Rifle, and some of the conversations you were having with some of the people that were there.
Yeah, so a lot of people aren't aware that we launched Black Rifle Energy in January of this last year.
Wow!
And so, getting to introduce them to it, most people know us as a veteran-founded coffee company, founded back in 2014, and have been, a player in the coffee industry for about 10 or a little over 10 years now, right? But our move into the energy drink, a lot of people did not know of, and that move, and it was great to get introduced them. Had a lot of great positive feedback on the product itself. It's an amazing drink. It fits right with the culture, right? The way it was designed. It was made, it's all sugar-free. It's all, 200 milligrams of caffeine in each one of the cans, and I think that really resonated with a lot of the people that were visiting the expo.
Absolutely, and we were right next to you, and I love just being able to reach over and crack another one open, because that definitely saved me during the expo. Tell me a little bit about, you mentioned veteran-owned. That is a huge part of who you guys are. Sometimes I even forget that we're talking about coffee. So tell me a little bit about the backstory and how veterans play a big part.
Yeah, so it was founded by 3 veterans from the special operations communities of both the Army and the Air Force. Matt Best, Evan Hafer, and Jared Taylor started the company back in 2014.
Shout out.
Yep. Roasting coffee out of their garage.
Wow.
And within, between 2014 to 2022, we went public as a company. And along the way, the mission has always been at the core of who we are as a company. Mm-hmm. Taking care of veterans, taking care of active duty service members, law enforcement, firefighters, first responders, and their families is crucial and a critical centerpiece of who we are as a company.
Yeah. So take me beyond coffee, beyond energy drinks. What are some of the ways, especially in your role, that you do have that face-to-face interaction with veterans?
Yeah. So what we do in the Mike team, we like to call it the Mike team, is we engage with our community in really 3 pillars. Mm-hmm. The first pillar, I would call it, I'm a former military guy myself, so I speak in military terms.
I'll keep up.
Yeah, so I call it the SF mission, or the Special Forces mission. The Special Forces mission is to work with indigenous forces and have an outsized impact. Well, we like to work with philanthropies to have an outsized impact, to support them and what they are doing to tackle veterans affairs, to tackle first responder issues, and help them achieve their goals by partnering with them and really trying to work against the issues that they see, and help them achieve their success. So that's kind of that's our SF mission, or SF pillar.
Love that.
And the next pillar is what I call the drive, and that is us driving and directly connecting with our community through systems like every base or post in the military has a morale, welfare, and recreation element. The Marine Corps has MCCS, it's the same team, Marine Corps Community Services. Those elements put on events for active duty service members, veterans, their families, mm-hmm. on post. When you're moving around, as most military people do, it's hard to find community, right? And because you're just moving so often.
Yeah.
Those elements try to create community, create opportunities to create community on base, so that people feel home. Like how,
I was gonna say,
where do you go see Santa?
Exactly. It just
Like-
allows you just to feel at home, because
Yep.
it can be very lonely out in that environment.
Yep. So we like to partner with them to help achieve their goals. In fact, coming up here on June 14th, we're going to be up at Fort Campbell at the Week of the Eagles Army 250th birthday celebration.
Nice.
They have a concert and a bunch of demonstrations going on at Sobolowski Field, and we're going to be out there for the concert and the demonstrations all day. You know, handing out energy drinks and talking to veterans, finding out what kind of issues, what active duty folks kind of find out what are the things that are important to them in their lives these days. Mm-hmm. Just going to help help us kind of shape our way we approach. Those conversations help us shape the way we approach or the issues that we try and tackle ourselves, which is the third pillar, right? For us is, I call it the direct action mission, right? Where we take Black Rifle and we put it at the center of these issues, right? So coming up, for an example of this, hopefully in August here, we'll be initiating what we call Operation Town Hall. And there's two real main goals for that Operation Town Hall. One is to create community, right? So I think one of the biggest things people, when they leave the service, they miss is community and purpose sometimes.
I have to tell you, I'm taken back to hear that that's a huge pillar when you're in service.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so how do we help create community? And then two, how do we also use our ability to bring together a host of subject matter experts on topics to help veterans and active duty service members, law enforcement officers, firefighters, tackle the issues that they need to go after in their lives, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things we're going to be doing, so the first one will be focused on veteran VA benefits, right? And we'll be bringing a panel of subject matter experts, probably also up at the Clarksville Outpost. So our coffee stores are called Outposts.
Nice.
They're either at the Clarksville Outpost or possibly out in Savannah. And we're going to bring those folks together, invite veterans to come to the coffee shop, and we'll also air it virtually, live stream it virtually across all our platforms, and allow people to call in and dial in on
Nice.
those platforms to ask questions about, like, hey, how do I apply for programs like CRSC, Chapter 36, VRNE, all these benefits that veterans may or may not be aware they qualify for, one, and then two, may not apply for them because they're a little bit daunted by the process. They don't know the resources. They don't know how to accomplish those things. So that's just one topic, but in the future we'll look at mental health issues, physical health issues. How do we help people find resources to be healthy, be productive? How do you
and assimilate back into society?
Right, exactly. How do you translate a completely different topic, hiring, getting a job? How does your service translate to a civilian resume?
Yeah, transferable skills.
Yeah. So how do you write that resume?
Yeah.
What are the things that you need to, when you're having an interview with a potential employer? How can you translate your skills, your experience into something that they will understand? We're uniquely positioned because we are so many veterans in our company. Our HR department are extremely talented at being able to see and translate and understand, okay, when that is written that way, when you have this skills or if you've done this in the military, this translates in this manner in the civilian world.
You could run through ChatGPT now.
Oh, yes.
I found out ChatGPT can pretty much answer any question you might have. I have to also ask as well, there is so much going on with, this that I even forgot that we're actually talking about this can right here, right? But I have to also ask, in terms of the future, when it comes to veterans, you have a military background. Is this something that you kind of wish that you had in your time of service?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where there are always people trying to help, or people always want to help. People always want to do things. We want to live our action, live our mission.
Yeah.
The company makes an it is who we are. Like being a veteran or veteran founded business is who we are. It's core to what attracts people to work at our company, the mission. But yeah, so with that, the whole company is all about actioning these things. And while a lot of people want to do these, they've always wanted to do these things. It's like, hey, we're gonna get after it and like really have an impact as much of an impact on positive impact on people's lives
Yeah.
as we can. So
You don't just do it, or you don't just say it, you do it.
You do it.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have to also just talk about the drink itself.
Yeah.
Tell me about the different flavors. You guys were handing out 4 flavors I saw at the expo. Take me through really everything that goes into why it's a great drink.
yeah, so we have here is Wild Frost and Project Mango. We also have Ranger Berry and Freedom Punch.
The Freedom Punch is so good. That is my special favorite.
Yeah, so like the Wild Frost is kind of a citrus, citrus flavor profile. The mango is just what you would think.
Yeah.
Same thing with the berry or the punch. So there's 200 milligrams of caffeine in each one of the cans. They're 10 calories per can.
That's good stats.
Yep.
Very good stats.
All the caffeine is derived from green coffee beans.
Nice.
And B12 in every can, and they're all sugar free.
I really also love the design. Can you take me through a little bit of the design? I don't know. We're going to have to show a close-up later.
Yeah.
I think I've got, what is that, like a moose?
Oh, that's the elk.
The elk?
Yep.
Okay. Take me through also the
so this
design.
is Tactisquatch. That's one of our key characters.
Yep. I see him.
Yeah, so, our arts teams, our graphics teams are amazingly talented.
Yeah, I see that.
Our entire branding team are just incredible. But yeah, so Tactisquatch is one of our main characters. I don't know the whole story behind the elk. I should know it, but I don't. The flying elk.
He's having fun.
Yeah.
And I even see a UFO next to him, and all I know is it just makes me want to drink this more.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's amazing.
I love it. Mark, hopefully we will see you at the expo next year.
Yeah.
And we're so excited for people to also get to know you all year round. Cheers to
Cheers.
an amazing company. God bless America.
God bless America.